Let's keep things simple for now and just say we're playing 8-ball and we're shooting at the 8-ball, and therefore you don't have to gain position on any other ball. And you can shoot this shot with center ball. You don't need any English on the cue ball. So if we place the cue ball here, we can see that that's an impossible cut. It's a 90-degree angle, and this is absolutely a bank shot. But we're not talking about banks, we're talking about cutting balls, although we will get into this shot later on in the bank series. So just to declare what is what, let's put the end of the triangle line in here, and we see this. So if we cut that in half, we see a 45-degree angle. The number between 0 degrees, which would be this line, and 90 degrees, which would be this line. And while this position is, utilized all the time by players, advanced players don't like it because it's a little too much of a cut and it's a little too easy for the cue ball to get away from you. You have many more options at a 30-degree angle and a 15-degree angle. So let's cut this area right here into thirds and see what we get. 15 degrees is a little too full to do too much with the cue ball and limit your options. 45 degrees is the same issue. You're limited with your options there. 30 degrees, you can get that cue ball anywhere on this table that you want. So this is the angle that's preferred by the highest level pool players in the world, especially in 9-ball. They're always trying to get this angle. That's what they're comfortable with, and that's where they have the most freedom. So that's the shot we're going to focus in on, and it doesn't matter if the cue ball is here, and it doesn't matter if the cue ball is here or anywhere on this line. It's still a 30-degree shot, but players are missing it all the time, and I can show you why, which is my agenda with this video. And for the sake of an argument, so we can reach the shot, let's just put the cue ball right here on the 30-degree line. Now, I'm not going to take for granted that you know how to get down on a pull shot. So I'm going to go over it real fast. You want to stand behind, you want to find this line between the cue ball and the object ball, and you want to get your cue and your body down on this line. Okay, now before anybody tells me I'm wrong, I'm going to clear up the confusion on this cut shot in a minute. Once you're down on that line and it feels right, you don't want to move anything in your body or on your cue or anything. You want to take your warm-up shots, pause at the cue ball, come back, pause again, and shoot the dang ball. Now here's where things are getting messed up. If you shoot the center of this cue ball into exactly where it's pointing to, you're going to miss this shot and hit it too full. So if you shoot this shot the way it's aimed here on this graphic and you get down right on it and you fire it straight, no matter how straight your stroke is, and I'm also taking for granted that your stroke is straight, you're going to hit the 8-ball right here, and you're not only going to miss this shot, you're going to miss it badly. And now here's where they put in their bogus pivot crap, which is absolutely total crap. They're telling you to get down on the wrong line of aim and then pivot. So if you're looking down this cue ball and getting ready to shoot it, what you have to understand is that it's neither the center of the cue ball or the edge of the cue ball that's going to be hitting this 8-ball when you shoot it right. This is shooting it wrong. It's aimed wrong. I want to show you how to aim it right. And so the guys making these aiming system videos they either don't know and they're completely ignorant and they're pulling stuff out of their ass, or they're intentionally hustling you. And I lean more toward intentionally hustling you because the whole process that they're telling you is confusing, so you keep on going back and you keep on trying to figure it out. You keep on watching their videos. And you keep on buying their books, and in the process, they're making a lot of money off hustling you. So watch this graphic really closely, and you're going to see what they're calling a pivot. But check this out. Even if you manage to figure out what they're talking about with their pivot, and you do it the way they say to do it, and you hit the edge of this cue ball on the exact point of aim on that 8-ball, you're going to miss that shot too, because it's not the edge of the cue ball. that's hitting that point of aim on the 8-ball, and I'll show you exactly what I mean in the next few graphics. The key to fixing this and the key to doing it right is to fix the line of aim, that center line. So at first glance, we just figure, well, we just need to aim the cue ball here, and that way the edge of the cue ball is hitting and lined up with the edge of the 8-ball. But this is not right either. You're going to miss this shot too. And it's because the edge of the cue ball is not what's hitting the edge of that 8-ball. It's actually a quarter of the cue ball at this point right here. So let's step back with the graphic and see the whole picture here, and this is where the center line is pointing to, and I can tell you that's wrong, and that's all based on aiming the edge of the cue ball at the point of aim on the 8-ball. It's wrong, and that's because the cue ball is a round object, and that'll make more sense to you in a second. So as I said, as you're standing out behind the shot, and you should be figuring out the line of aim, and you should be getting down in one motion with your bridge hand extended down on the line of aim. Now, if you get down on this shot because it's aimed wrong, your instinct should tell you that something is wrong here. And instead of pivoting anything or adjusting anything or trying to deflect anything, you should stand back up and find the correct line of aim. But how can you know the correct line of aim if you don't know why this is wrong and another way is right? And I'm going to show you. This is wrong and this is right. Now let's look at this again. But wait a minute, this still looks like we're going to hit the 8-ball too full. This can't be right. It actually is right. So let's zoom in here and let's see what's happening with this cue ball. It's just the age-old ghost ball system here. So let's go ahead and put a ghost ball up there and we see what's happening. Yeah, let's go further with this, and it still looks like we're going to hit this 8-ball a little bit too full, but we're not. And that's because the actual part of the cue ball that's going to be hitting this 8-ball is not really the edge. It's the point between the center and the edge. It's right here. So let's zoom in on this and take a real close look at what's going on here. As you're well aware, the cue ball is round. So the center line of aim will be right about here past the point of aim on this 8-ball when it makes contact with the 8-ball. The edge of the cue ball will be right about here, and it is this point in the middle of those two lines, 1/4 of a cue ball, that's going to hit this 8-ball first at the correct point of aim. So if we take this line back, we see it is this part of the cue ball that's hitting first on this 8-ball, and that's the correct point of aim. Now, none of this is to say that you're getting down on this quarter ball line right here. You're still getting down on the center ball line because you're shooting it with no English, just center cue ball. Just understand now that the line of aim is a quarter ball to the left of this 8-ball. It's not half ball, it's a quarter of a ball. So you have to shoot parallel to the quarter ball line. So what about different degrees of cut shots? Does the aiming change at 15 degrees or 30 degrees? And the answer is yes, the aiming does change. And then when you start getting into 45 and 60 degrees, now you're dealing with more of the edge of the cue ball, so the aiming changes again. And now when you put English on it, if you have to gain position back down table on another ball, now you're dealing with deflection and the aiming changes again. And the deflection changes with how hard you hit the English cue ball. And this is why you see these machines in these videos set up to slam the cue ball at 100 miles an hour, because they need that cue ball to deflect a lot so they can sell their low deflection shafts. I'm going to cover all of it A to Z. So don't you worry, Scooby. We're just getting started here with part 1. Part 2 is coming up very soon. So stay tuned, and peace to y'all.